All right, welcome, guys, to the channel. Good to hear, and this is Open Mic Night with Vince McSham. All right, just over to a friend's house, and we were watching on his mobile device this thing they call the Super Showdown, or whatever the hell it was called. It's supposed to be as good as WrestleMania, which, by the way, is not setting a very high bar. I can't tell you what percentage of WrestleMania I actually watched this year, but it was below 20. Super botched down. Yeah, that is about the right word. You know, I would normally build up, but I've got to just go right to it, man. What the fuck with that main event? I'm so glad I gave up my WWE network months ago when they did the Saudi Arabia thing after they killed the reporter. It was so bad. So bad. On levels that I don't know that we've ever measured before bad. You know, rumors running around that Vince McMahon is out there saying, I know my product is broken, but he won't say it on camera, of course. Dude, it's beyond broken, man. It is dead. It is fucking dead. Taker got dropped like it was hot. I'm telling you what, I don't know if the Heat physically did something to Goldberg, but he was fucked up, man. For a match that only went like 6 minutes, he was in trouble, man. He missed a body slam where he was supposed to take one. Completely fucked up the ending, man. How bad was that ending? And he almost killed himself taking a tombstone because he kind of loosened up at the end, didn't tuck his head. I thought he actually got spiked. 8 minutes, 30 seconds. There you go. Bell to bell, baby. Big JH coming in with the numbers. All right, so the title is The Best There Is. The best there is in wrestling today. Hands down, in my opinion, on the globe as we know it today. Out of everything I've seen, I've watched New Japan, not impressed at all with their style of wrestling. Some people are going to love it. That's cool. For me, I can't watch it. I've tried. I've recorded hours and hours of their stuff, and I just can't get it. I don't dig it. Even though they have some people wrestling there on occasions that I do like, and I want to support them, I just can't get into their shit. NXT, I just watched, again, my buddies, the NXT TakeOver 25. Show me another wrestling show in the last 12 months, and I'm going to include AEW, that was as hot as that the matches looked as sharp as that, bell to bell, first match curtain jerk all the way to main event. Fucking amazing, and they do it every damn time. Show me a bad NXT TakeOver, I dare you. There was one, and I don't recall which number. There was one that, I think it was Dallas, Texas, perhaps, before Mania, that I thought sucked. There was nothing about it I really liked too much. But aside from that one out of 25, compare that to the last 10 WrestleManias, show me one that wasn't bad. Mansoor is what he is. I mean, he was in the right place, right time. He was in his hometown. We all knew he was going to win the damn Battle Royal. So much for surprise factor. Goldberg was bleeding on the way to the ring, so you knew that was going to happen. He already had that cut on his forehead. Big JH, I agree. Triple H knows how to produce, but that's not going to get it done. You have to have guys in the ring and girls in the ring that go bell to bell, that make a fucking match. And I thought Shayna's match was okay. I don't think it stole the show, but I thought it was fine. It was better than every match you saw today. Tell me which match was better than Shayna's match today. There were none. Probably because you had a bunch of 55-year-old guys in the ring half the night. Or you put 50 guys in the ring in one match, which, come on, man. He headbutted the locker again. Yeah, he headbutts the door, I think is what it is. That's that bud you hear right next to his career. You know, going into the match, I'm asking myself, okay, who are they going to book to win this thing? Because in my opinion, going into the match, there was a little more upside left to Goldberg and a few well-positioned appearances than the Taker, who's clearly lost a lot of steps. But after this one, it's like, okay, Goldberg never needs to go into a wrestling ring again. This was like watching Muhammad Ali go up against Larry Holmes. No, Big H, I get what you're saying about Trips. And, again, he can produce. I'm not taking that from him, but anyone can do that. I mean, he can produce on Raw, and it's going to suck. Because the talent on Raw is old, it's tired, it sucks. They are all out of originality on Raw. I mean, look at tonight. You got Taker and Goldberg in the main event. These are guys who have been around the business for almost 30 years in some cases. Big JH, that is not true. I would not come back if they gave me $5 million. I'd come back if they gave me $1 million. I'm a hoe and I'll admit it. I'm not blaming the guy for taking the money. Don't get me wrong. And quite honestly, I'm glad the Saudis got a fuck you. We shouldn't be over there doing shit for them anyway. That's why I got rid of my network subscription right there, was when they continued going to Saudi after what they did. And not for nothing, man. They got, what's his name, Mansour on the microphone there, and he starts talking in Arabic or whatever the fuck he was saying, and it's like, all I heard was like a terrorist. That's just all I could hear. Because I have no idea what the fuck he's saying, but it sounded a whole lot like those things I hear on the news. Way to position your logo there, WWE. Good job. Well done. I'm sure Snickers is just jumping to grab some of that money. Well, how much of it was Goldberg not being in ring shape? Because I actually thought he looked fucking good coming down to the ring. I was impressed that at his age, he still has that body. But it was like legit 100 degrees in that motherfucker. I'm in Florida, and I'm telling you right now, I ain't cutting the fucking grass in this weather. Kate, it's not about being racist. It's about the reality. The reality is when you hear somebody shouting that way in that language, it is easy to put that together with what we see on TV on a regular basis. And that is something that they promote. They're the ones putting videos out of them beheading people and them yelling, you know, death to America and all these kinds of things. And I'm not saying that about Mansour. Don't misunderstand. I'm not saying he's one of them. What I'm saying is, in that moment, and I get, you know, he's in the hometown and all that stuff, and that's their language. I get it. Just like if you were in Mexico and you were Rey Mysterio, you'd speak Mexican, or Spanish, excuse me. I get that. All I'm saying is it triggers emotions and memories that I would not want my product associated with. JH, I'm over by Orlando. I'm actually pretty close to the Performance Center. Kate, I know he lives in America. That's where he's making his money. I get it. And I don't hold anything against him. He's probably a pretty cool dude. I don't know. I am simply stating that in that moment when he went into the dialect and the tone of the voice and everything, it triggered memories and emotions associated with some pretty ugly things. So that's not racist, that's just fact. And I haven't watched the current product in so long, I didn't even know he had another name. I thought that wasn't there an Ali guy, or is that a different dude? I mean, I can't keep up with them anymore. They have so many different programs, and there's certain guys you only see on this show, which I never watch. Well, I don't watch any of it anymore, really, for them. But anyway, back to the topic. I still say NXT is the best wrestling show anywhere out there, for my money. If I'm going to pay money to watch wrestling, or if I'm going to try and turn someone on to wrestling, which is hard to do nowadays, I'm taking him to an NXT show. And even better, if you're able to, get him to go to an NXT TakeOver show, because those things are home runs every friggin' time. And the saddest thing happens is when you take one of those superstars out of that environment and bring them up to the main roster and they crash, they go down like a turd. Manny Fabarino. Kind of sounds like Vinny Barbarino, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, I didn't see that at the end. I couldn't keep up with them, like who's who. And well, when you got 50 guys in one match like that, you know. And I fast-forwarded 90% of that match. It's like we joined it late so that we wouldn't have to sit through it all. Yeah, I can never imagine John Cena going to Saudi Arabia. I just can't see that. And you don't have to applaud Zayn. He's not allowed to go. Zayn was not option. Yeah, Titusville's not far. So as much as I like AEW, from what little we've seen of it thus far, and as much as I hope for it in the future, I think they've got to look at NXT and what they're doing, because NXT for me is the most exciting, the most fun and compelling characters. You know, when you look at Velveteen and then you look over at Joey Ryan, I mean, come on, really? Did Cena compete at the first one? I forgot about that. Yeah, because they hadn't killed anybody there in the news reporters world, so I guess I kind of blew that off. Dookie! I'm doing good, buddy. How you doing? We're trying to resuscitate ourselves after that abomination of a pay-per-view. And you can't even call them pay-per-views anymore, man. If you buy the $9 subscription, you get it all, so it's not a pay-per-view. Daytona. Been there many a time. I prefer Cocoa for the beach, though. I'm a big fan of the pier over there. Although I do go to Daytona because I like the Hilton that overlooks the ocean. What's that, about 15 stories tall or some shit? I'll get me the highest room I can overlooking the ocean. Leave the windows open all night. Oh, my God, that is heaven. Heaven. Yeah, here's the thing, Kate. I'm not sure how much Velveteen, you know what they say about wrestlers, is that your personality is really just you amplified. I'm not so sure how much amplification goes with Velveteen. Maybe that's like 80% him. Whereas Goldust was clearly playing a role in a gimmick. And Kate, I'm sorry, Joey is not a good anything wrestler in my opinion. I've never liked him. I remember him in Hollywood, NWA Hollywood. I remember him in, of course, Impact. And one other place I remember seeing him briefly, and I can't recall what it was, though. But never, ever been impressed with him. But then, of course, you know, the coup de grace was all in. And at that point in time, I'll never, ever, ever, ever have a use for him again. I will never watch anything he's on again. He's just, to me, he has no value in professional wrestling. That's just the way I feel about him. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely taken the Prince gimmick a little bit, and he's made it his own, though. I mean, just the way he won the match at the end and the look on the camera is like kind of creeped out, I'm not going to lie. And even the way he had his hand raised, where it's like he yanked his hand away from the referee and then he kind of extended his wrist in a delicate way. Yeah. It's just him being him, man. That's all. So Orange Cassidy. We're kind of getting away from the subject, but that's cool. It's open mic, man. I never heard of the guy until like last week. And all of a sudden, all his videos keep popping up in my feed on YouTube. And I'm watching them, and at first I'm just like, what is this wasted piece of shit? I still don't really get the gimmick. I mean, I get it, but I don't see how it's over in any way, shape, or form. And I think it's stupid at so many levels. But I suppose there's an element of entertainment to it. I can see that it would have absolutely worked in the old ECW back in the day. I mean, Heyman could have made gold with that. I'm not so sure they're making gold where he's at now in the Indies. Well, Jim Cornette hates Joey Ryan. Let's put that on the list of people he hates. A mud show wrestler. I mean, look, other than politics, Jimmy and I agree on a lot of things. So I can imagine he would hate Joey Ryan. I can only imagine why. He's probably got better reasons than me. Murder was legal. Oh, Cornette. He still cracks me up. Oh, yeah, and that's the thing. Kate, I get it. I mean, because I've seen a couple of moments where he'll pull out a move, and a good one. And that's the thing I don't get. I mean, like with Mikey Whipwrecking today, you know, he wasn't even a wrestler. He was a ring guy. And they're like, all right, you're not going to have zero offense. You're just going to take an ass whooping. Well, how hard is that when you're 175 pounds? But with this dude, he's actually got the ability to do something. Now, we'll maybe never know as long as he's got this gimmick going, how great he could be or if he could be great at all. But I've seen little flashing moments that let me know that, yeah, he can do something. Now, I don't think there's anyone that's going to take the top spot away from Vince Russo on Jim Cornette's hate list. Cornette hates queer wrestlers. Are we saying queer isn't homosexual? I've never heard him say that. I don't know anything about Marco Stunt. Never heard of him until just now. I did see one of those matches with Cassidy was against Swoggle. I guess he could only steal half the name. And it kind of reminded me of a match. Sami Zayn back when he was Delirious. Who was the other dude? Oh, no, he went against Delirious when he was El Generico. And if you've never seen this match, it's comedy gold. Where they're probably in front of maybe 100 fans. Small building. And they get to this point where it's like a drop down, go over, and he drops down, and he's like, no, I'm not going to go over here. You're going to jump up and you're going to trip me. No, I'm down. I promise I'll stay down. And referee's playing into it, the whole thing. It was funny as shit. Haven't been able to find it lately. But if anyone's seen that, you know that is a funny-ass routine. And that's kind of where I see Orange Cassidy. And he and Hornswoggle pulled that off, I thought, pretty well. Kiss a tranny. I got to admit, Sonny's a little tough for me to like get into and watch. Not my cup of tea. Dark Side of the Ring. I have not seen that, but it sounds good. Was that by Pink Floyd? Well, I've never heard Jim Cornette say anything about gay wrestlers. Period. I mean, I've never heard him bring up sexuality at all, and I've listened to a lot of Jim Cornette. That said, he speaks all the damn time, so I may have easily missed something, but... John thinks, what was the original topic question? The original question is, what is the best wrestling promotion today in the world? And I'm putting my money on NXT over AEW, who I would say is a second. I would probably put Impact ahead of the main roster for sure, WWE, whether that's Raw or SmackDown. Obviously, they have better production value, but their program is just, it's unwatchable. It really, truly is. The only thing about the WWE that's good, which, by the way, you can't feature it in Saudi Arabia, is the women's division. That's it. Best matches every pay-per-view, the women's. Every one. Stardom, I've never heard of that. I might have to check them out a little bit. Yeah, I talked about New Japan earlier. For me, I just can't get into it, Kate. I can't. I tried. I watched it. I recorded it for hours, and it just didn't do it for me. Oh, I take it back. I have seen some Dark Side of the Ring stuff then. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I'm with you, Billy. NXT, baby. Yeah, they do a lot of that stuff. They kind of remind me of WrestleMania a little bit when he does his files. I'll tell you what, looking at NXT, let's look at the TakeOver 25. If those of you haven't seen it, spoiler alert's coming. I am not a fan of MMA style fighting in professional wrestling because MMA style is legit, it's real, and it's impact, high impact. And when you try to replicate things like, you know, knee strikes and elbows and legit fish shots and things like that, you run the risk of really fucking somebody up in a organization that's supposed to be more about entertainment, and the performers are not supposed to really get hurt. And I am telling you right now, I did not see a knee strike during NXT's event that I didn't believe connected. Clearly it didn't, because their faces would be blown up like a balloon and they'd be going down Main Street, New York as a part of the Thanksgiving Day parade in a blimp. But I am telling you right now, just the opening match, Roderick Strong and what's that dude's name? He doesn't like to wear shoes. Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. I thought that match was freaking solid as hell, and that was the curtain jerk. And the strikes all looked, yeah, Matt Riddle, thank you. I thought those strikes looked on point. There was that one moment where Riddle was tied up in the ropes near the end, and Roddy hits the ropes, and he comes off with a shot to the head, hits the other ropes, comes back, hits him with another shot to the head. They come up with that running knee to the side of the head. I thought he fucking killed him. But even as the night went on and other guys got in, Velveteen had some big knee strike moments on both sides where he caught him and delivered them. Some back elbows. I mean, everything was just so sharp. And I just thought the entire card was so friggin' impressive. If I was going to go back to WWE Network again, that would be literally the only reason. I'd be paying $10 a month to watch NXT. I know a lot of guys watching this channel, you know, will dig up their old tapes or watch the network with the classics and stuff like that. I used to. I can't really do that anymore. It's like watching a movie you've seen 25 times. So for me, it's tough. I might watch a match here and there. There's a few matches I can watch 100 times over again. That fucking ladder match. Oh, my God. Guys, if you have not seen NXT TakeOver 25, you need to figure a way to get a hold of a copy of it or download a torrent or whatever. And I am telling you, that was one of the most impressive ladder matches I have ever seen. And we are including the Dudleys and the Hardys and Edge and Christian and all that shit. I am telling you right now, one of the greatest ladder matches of all time. Arguably, you could make it the best. The finish. What a fucking fall he took from the top, man. I was impressed as shit by every aspect of that match. And I am telling you right now, you want to make somebody a wrestling fan, have them watch that. And that's right, NXT's commentary team is on point, solid. I tell you, I mean, I really wish they were their own product, that they had nothing to do with the WWE, because they'd give them a run for their fucking money. NXT is on Hulu. I don't know about TakeOver, though. That probably won't be. John was watching some old Mid-South. Like I said, I can watch stuff like that because I never saw it before. So for me, it's first run, and that's kind of the stuff that I was watching on the network for a little bit. Well, like I said, Kate, everyone's going to have an opinion on these things. For me, that was an absolutely phenomenal ladder match. I don't know what you didn't like about it, but I can tell you right now, I loved that match start to finish. I thought all the competitors really put their bodies on the line. The way the falls came, there was times where I forget who it was. Might have been Kazarian. Not Kazarian, what am I saying? Shit. I can't remember. One of the guys where the ladder got knocked out from under him, and he fell, and his back caught the edge of the ladder on the way down. And it looked brutal as shit. The other one where they kicked it out and the dude landed across the chest of his teammate down below. I mean, it was just everything, really. Every bump went the way you would want it to go, especially that ending. That ending, I'm tired, man. That just put it over the top for me. Takeover's on Hulu. Well, guys, there you go. Get a free membership to Hulu if you don't already have it for 1 month and check it out. Hello, Matthew. Doing good. We are just discussing the best promotion in professional wrestling today. And I'm saying, for my money, it's NXT. It could have been Bobby Fish, actually. That does sound about right. Season 12, Episode 5. Really, Season 12? Holy shit. You know, I think back to when NXT was still Florida Championship Wrestling and they hadn't quite made that jump to the NXT brand. And even then, it was really, really becoming something special. But that jump to NXT, just night and day. John. As a friend, I cannot allow this to continue. You have got to watch NXT. So New Japan just got Ambrose with them as well. He took the U.S. title like the next day or so, a couple days after the pay-per-view. And, yeah, man, everyone wants to put their wagon on him right now. He's a hot star. I've watched some MLW. It's not bad. I don't know that I could, put it up in the top 5. At least not for me, but I have not seen FCW episodes, no, and that, you're right, that's something they should be adding up there. So I'll tell you right now, the last month of FCW was really good, and that's when Ambrose was really coming into his character with that feud against William Regal. Yeah, but John, you ain't got to buy the network. Just there's sites where you can download torrents and stuff. That's what I do. Now, a lot of it's on YouTube for free. They got plenty of free matches on YouTube.
And you will know my name is the Lord.
Yeah, Moxley going to come walking out there with like 25 straps in the next 6 months. And I watch a ton of YouTube, too. That's why I finally broke down and got the premium, because I just couldn't deal with the commercials anymore. They drive me freaking crazy, so. And I wanted to see the Karate Kid series, which was actually good. I'm shocked that it was that good. And Season 2 was much better than Season 1. Matthew, I've watched the AEW pay-per-view twice so far. And I usually, like, when I have some time to kill, I'll watch a match start to finish and leave it there and then pick it up and watch it again, you know, the next match and so forth. I haven't watched the whole thing start to finish in one sitting. Oh, yeah, WWE's channel puts out a lot of shit lately. Yeah, Cobra Kai Season 1 was good. Season 2 is so much better, and I cannot wait for Season 3, because the gang will be all back together again. Talent sharing is so crucial to these organizations, and AEW's already doing that. They've got a pretty strong deal set up with Japan. And even guys like Moxley signed a contract where he's allowed to go other places and wrestle for them. My thoughts on the 24/7 title. Well, if we look at the title itself, it's just an abomination and it's an embarrassment. It looks horrible. It looks like somebody put 10 minutes into the design work and that's it. Like they didn't give a shit, which, wait a minute, they don't. So far as what does it do for the product and for the talent, it probably is a good thing, because recent numbers have shown that their YouTube release of 24/7 footage that took place on, let's say, Raw, SmackDown, is getting some of the highest views. And it does give these other guys the opportunity that don't get a lot of TV time, that don't get titles. It gives them something to do. And you know what? I'm good with R-Truth being that guy, because R-Truth is a guy who's paid his dues. He's stuck around. He's played every role they've given him. He's done well with it. He still looks like he did the day he walked in the door. So, yeah, give him a belt that really doesn't mean a whole lot, but gives him some TV time, gives the fans something to have some fun with, because God knows he will make that a fun title. I haven't seen enough of the Bray Wyatt thing. I saw the very first Firefly show thing that he did, and now I guess he's got some mask he's wearing and all this other crazy crap. And look, it's Bray. He's going to make it work, because that's what he does. It's just not how I would use him, and I definitely don't think... Look, it would be so easy with the fucking talent they have. It would be so easy to make that a tremendous wrestling program. But I believe last week's Raw had 39 minutes of wrestling out of 3 hours. 39 minutes, guys, in 3 hours. That's a little over 13 minutes per hour of wrestling. Vince McMahon has completely lost touch. So, Matthew, again, I don't watch today's product anymore. I can't. I just can't sit through it. It hurts. The little YouTube clips I've seen of Bray Wyatt, again, I know he'll make it work. I wouldn't be doing it with him. And I don't think he'd be doing it with him either if he was given some free reign. Here's what I do think, though. What I do think is this. AEW, while they may be my second favorite company right now, I think they're going to change the platform across the board. Because when other companies see how much better their product is going to get, and a direct reason for that is the creative minds of not just those behind the scenes who come up with the booking and who come up with, all the other ins and outs of the industry there. They're also sitting down with the talent and saying, what do you want to do? Well, when you get the talent to say, hey, here's the character I see for myself, and now you're batting back and forth stuff. Now, I've done a lot of stuff in my days with like video editing, and we shot some short films and movies, stuff like that. And even back in the very, 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 very beginning of this channel, I had another guy I was working with, and I've always enjoyed other creative minds where we bounce ideas off each other. And what I thought was a great idea going in becomes much better once we incorporate their thoughts, and then, because then it opens another door for other ideas. And by the end of the day, you got something pretty special. And I think that's exactly where AEW is heading already. I think if nothing else, you just look at Jon Moxley's entrance into that match at the end and how he hit everybody out and just dirty deeds the whole place, and he looked energized. He bought into it because it was something he had say in. It was something where they said, what do you want to do? Versus Vince McMahon telling him, this is who you are. Yeah, there's definitely a Mr. Rogers Neighborhood little feel there going on, and that was by design. I mean, look, they're trying to get wacky with the kids theme. Here's the thing, they're trying to make this third hour a little edgier with darker lighting and stupid shit like that in the 24/7. You're never going to make that last hour anything that doesn't suck if you're going to be PG. That's all there is to it. You cannot have a quality product at a PG level in professional wrestling. Prove me wrong. All right, guys. Well, I don't know if we accomplished anything other than getting some thoughts out there and comparing notes on what we think about today's interesting event. I'll say interesting. Yeah, John, you're right about that. The Attitude Era was based on the fact that the performers had a lot of say in their careers. '80s wrestling that I watched was not PG. Not the stuff I watched. WWF back then was not a PG show at all. I mean, it was technically. Kids watched it, and parents took them to the matches and stuff. But they took chair shots to the head. They got busted open and bled like stuck pigs. They had, boot camp matches that tore Madison Square Garden down. You don't see that anymore in the WWE. That match with Cody and Dustin, that could never have happened in WWE. That is the kind of wrestling I grew up on in the 80s, so it's not PG. Charles, there is something to be said about having too many titles. They have two programs, and for the longest time, and I thought it was a bad idea from the beginning, I think it's a bad idea today, they tried to act like they're two separate entities. Nobody bought it when you did it the first time. Nobody's buying it now. We all know it's the same company, so it's not two separate entities. And I want my friggin' ice cream bars back, damn it. I thought CM Punk was taking care of that years ago. What happened? What happened? All right, boys and girls, we ain't got to go home, but we got to get up out of here. I got to go to work tonight. I'm going to try and get a little more sleep in between now and then. And I'll be back with some more. If you haven't already checked it out, we've got a premiere set up for Monday morning at 8:30 for Monday Night Raw. We originally planned on that being live. It'll not be live. It'll be re-recorded. However, we may see a head-to-head challenge going with Nitro at that same time on this channel. You may have to choose which one you want to watch live, which one you want to record and watch later. That's coming up Monday. Tomorrow, we will have some more AEW here on the channel. I'm really enjoying what I can do with that. We'll explore a little bit more about the honor system that I've come up with. I'm kind of liking it. There's a little twist I'm going to throw in there, but not right away. But I think you guys are going to like it and have some fun. And for me, it's just buying me time until they get back, on TV on a regular basis. So I'm just kind of counting down till then. What's up, Watch? All right, guys. Thanks again for hanging out, sharing ideas, thoughts, and opinions. I'll see you again right here ringside on the Nation Network.